Hey there, everyone. It's Lee again from Lee Draws Stuff with another of the Lee Plays Old Video Games Poorly. I think I probably have to change the name of the channel because we're doing a lot more of these than I am getting a chance to do any of the drawing videos. But that's okay because you guys seem to be enjoying them, and that's good, and because I'm really enjoying them. And today I have a bit of a treat. Probably not a treat so much for you, but definitely a treat for me. Before I get into it, though, I did want to talk about King's Quest. I am still playing the King's Quest game. I'm getting there. I've got another section of it recorded, and I will kind of edit that up. But I wanted to do this one first. A couple of people have asked me a few questions, which is cool, which is really cool. And if you have any questions, you certainly can reach out to me via Twitter or leave them in the comments here. The first question was, what rig did I have when I was playing these games originally? And I had a Tandy 1000. I had a Tandy 1000. It didn't have a hard drive. Funny enough, it had like a very limited amount of. I think, yeah, I don't know what it was stored on, but it had like a little operating system, a Tandy 1000 operating system, and it had a 3 1/4 inch disk drive, which was unusual because no one else had them at that stage. Everyone else had the 5.5 inch discs, and which worked out really well because for a while there, whenever Sierra and some of the other companies would bring out video games, they would bring them out in the box, and they would actually have both sets of discs. So I got, anytime that a friend bought a copy of a game and it had the 3.5 inch discs, or 3 1/4 inch discs, yeah, they would just lend them to me, which was cool because they didn't have any need for them. And vice versa, when I occasionally would buy a video game and had the big floppy disks, and yeah, so the weird thing about the Tandy 1000 is it had better graphics, better sound than most of the kind of IBM compatibles around at the time. But it had no hard drive, so you had to play everything off disk, which was really frustrating. Although you could save games and everything onto the discs, it was yeah, you just had, well, you had a saved game disc, I think. May have had a save game disc. Uh, I had the whole kind of kit. It was a great package that we bought secondhand, and so I had a printer, which was a dot matrix printer, and I also had the Tandy 1000 joystick, which was my pride and joy because it was the most comfortable joystick. Simple, like really basic, simple joystick, but definitely one of the more comfortable joysticks. So yeah, so that's kind of yeah, that's my history with that. Uh, what I wanted to so thanks very much for asking that question. That was kind of cool. It was neat, kind of thinking about. I think about my Tandy 1000 every once in a while, which is cool. The game that we're playing today is, and I'll get there's another part to the story in a second, but the game that we're playing today is a personal favorite of mine. It is a game that I purchased when I was very young. We had a computer store. I lived in a country town. We had a computer store which had like bits and pieces for IBMs. It had nothing for the Tandy 1000, but they did have a selection of games. And one of the games that I bought, not knowing anything about it because back then there was no internet, was a game from Sierra, but it wasn't a. And this is where I think I got confused because I saw the Sierra logo, I got excited, and bought this game fairly cheap, I think. The game was Thexder. Now, Thexder is like an arcade scrolling kind of game, so it was a massive departure from anything I'd played from Sierra before. And I logged hours and hours and hours playing that rotten game. There are no save points in Thexter. So the basic storyline for Thexter is that it's kind of like Robotech. You look like Robotech. So you look like you're in one of the Veritech fighters. So it's or Jetfire from the Transformers or whatever. Uh, so you're a robot that can transform into a plane, and you're making your way through some sort of fortress. I don't even recall the storyline. All I remember is the cover. I loved this game. I loved it so much. I am so excited to be playing this game. I bought it a couple of years back on the PlayStation store, they brought out a revamped version of it, which, bleh. Um, and they had the original version on there, but it wasn't the same, and the gamepads are not the same. So this leads me to my next part of the story, which is I have bought a joystick. It was very hard to find a joystick, particularly a cheap one. But I bought a second-hand one on eBay because I just can't afford a brand new one, and I don't really need a brand new one. So what I got was a Logitech. What is it? A Logitech Extreme 3D Pro, and this thing is heavy and solid, and it is so much more. It's got so many more buttons than any joystick we ever had back then. As I said, I had a Tandy 1000 joystick, and that was just like, it had a really nice grip on it, had simple buttons. I think it had two buttons, and I flogged that thing to death. I particularly with Thexder, I smashed it. So if I wanted to play Thexder on here, I had to get a joystick. So as I said, I went out, got a cheap. Well, like I saw it in the game shop. And it was like $75, which is pretty cheap as far as I understand for joysticks anyway. Not pretty cheap according to my budget right now. So I got it on eBay for like half the price of that, and it arrived, and it is a beast. And I know it's the simple entry level joystick right now. So that's it's still blowing me away that when I was a kid, this thing would have been way too expensive for any of us to afford. And it's just solid, and it's really, really nice. And I should have a photo up on the screen for it. So this is the the joystick I'll be playing Thexder for. Now as I say, I played Thexder a few years ago. It wasn't the same. It wasn't the same experience. This is the first time I'm playing it now. I'm really excited about this. Like I really, I think the graphics might be a little bit stodgier than they were when I was a kid. Because this is emulating just a normal VGA screen or EGA screen or whatever. When as a kid I had the 16 color Tandy screen, and it was it was amazing. Don't mind me, I've also got my cup of tea there. I should edit that out, but I probably won't. So we're going to give Thexder a go. So let's have a look, and as you can see, do I have a joystick? Yes, I do have a joystick. So center the joystick and press a key. So I don't know if you still need to do that. So kids today, I don't know if you need to center joysticks and press keys, because you used to back then. Yes, I was surprised I didn't have to configure it all over the place. Oh wow! See, look at these graphics. Okay, this is loud. I'm not even sure. Okay. Okay, I'm now playing. I'm gonna try and turn the sound down a little bit, because the sound is up really loud, and I don't know if you guys can hear that, but okay. So I've turned the sound down for me anyway. I don't know if it's turned the sound down for you. If not, this is going to be really irritating for you the entire time. I do apologise for it. Well, I do and I don't. This is the sound that I had to deal with when I was young. It all looks pretty much the same, which is cool. Now, I think there was some sort of timer, so I'm probably messing this up completely. Oh, it all works. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, so yeah, so you're running through some sort of, I don't know, lab or base or something, and there are all these kind of, let's turn into the jet. Oh, oh, that is so neat. Oh, I love it. Okay, so I'm just playing with the joystick, and it feels right, and it's so neat. This is such a throwback to my childhood. Okay, so, oh, that sounds terrible. Okay, so a couple of things about Thexder. As I said, I think before, there is no save points. So if you get killed, you have to go back to the very start, which is frustrating as all heck. The targeting for the lasers will target everything in the entire room. So it'll start at one point and then work its way around. So you have to take that into account when you're fighting these things. I'm not going to go down there yet. And I don't want to turn into a jet. I don't want to turn into a jet. Oh. Okay. Oh, this just brings back so many. Okay, so there's a giant space here. There should be. Don't turn into a jet. Okay, so the joystick is a little bit touchier than I'm happy with, and I'm also going to move my cup of tea off the desk because I'm really belting it. Now, as you can see, there is some sort of power bar there. There's points. There's what level we're on. I think that's the. I don't know what the end max is. I think that might be my energy max. Okay, so completely messed that up. But the 14-year-old or 13-year-old Lee would have been really super angry with me just then, and probably would have written this whole game off. So apart from all this should be a fairly straightforward. This should be a fairly straightforward, pretty quick entry because, to be honest, I haven't played in so long, and this is also it's an extremely hard game. Now these burger things, the reason why I wasn't too concerned is they don't do anything apart from give you power. And what's cool about them too is they use power to kill them too. Okay. Now I'll show you the targeting system again. You can see how it picks. I'm pointing to the screen again. I did that last week. It picks in some sort of arc, kind of what it's aiming at. So it'll go back to the top there. So what you want to do is get right next to the thing that you actually want to shoot. And again, we're not conserving any energy at this stage. I'm not really too concerned. I think anything which has got the red blobs in the middle give you energy. These hamburger things definitely do. And I'm pretty certain those kind of revolving things do too. Ooh. So I'm pretty certain all that's refilling. Or at the very least, I know these giant ball things definitely give you power, but they take a lot more power to... Okay, so there's something in the ground here. I don't recall. So, or alternatively, it might simply be... I don't know, actually, that may be just my power being drawn by the lava, which hurts when you jump on it. So don't jump on it, would be the answer there. Okay. To be honest, I'm shocked that I've even gotten this far. I'm still shocked. As sure you all are. There's probably Thexder experts out there who are watching this going, this is embarrassing. Oh, it's just a little bit embarrassing. Oh, wow. You have no idea how many memories all these sounds are bringing back. So what happened there was I was too far forward and the target I couldn't lock on for me. I actually don't recall what happens in this whole area. So you're really going for power at this stage. I know there's secret spots all over the place here. I don't know how many of them are actually here at the start. I'm certainly not. I don't recall any. But then I was always just trying to get through as far as I could. And as far as I remember from me and my friends, I was the expert at Thexder, which was odd because I wasn't really much of the expert at any of the video games. But at Thexder I was a gun, which says a lot about how pathetic we all were at Thexder. Okay, this is a big room with a lot of these guys, and that happens if you don't pay attention. So the thing is, there's a bunch of them in that room. Oh, there's more coming. Yep, here they are. Okay, I really didn't want to transform then, because transforming takes up time. And I've got no time for any of that. And as you can see, I'm down to 78% power. Although I do have now, my energy has gone up to 104% is my capacity. Okay. There's a lot of running backwards and forwards. I had a sneaky suspicion there might have been something. There's always one left up there. Now, there was also a shield system, which I never really used to play too much, so I don't know. I think there should be another button. I'm not even gonna get worried about. Okay, so I'm gonna stop trying to see everything, could do everything. Okay. Okay, there's a trick to this, I remember this. I know there's a scintillating video for you guys, but... Oh, hello. There's one of those guys still left there. So in this room, I can't... I'm going to get done by him on the way out. In those particular areas, you're too... they're not tall enough to let you turn back into the robot, is what I was trying to say, and then I got distracted. I am very worried about all those giant globe thingies. Now, what I wanted to do there is definitely... there's all that energy caught up in those dancing things. Okay, I'm going to try and lose this guy. Just because I can't be bothered trying to get him. Okay, as a kid I remember playing this and turning into the jet over and over again to make sure I had maximum energy here. So as you can see, the only way to get through here is to fly in as the jet, and then these things are all going to go crazy. What the? Okay. All sorts of stuff happened then. Okay, that is a mega power thing, and it's really tough to kill. And so you do not want to release it. I don't even remember when I discovered that. I think I was playing for ages before I discovered that thing was there. Or maybe it wasn't, I don't know. I know there are other secret areas. Oh, see, this is so much effort. But I think I really want the power of this thing. And there seems to be some writing over there, which I think maybe you can't... I don't know. Okay. Maybe I should speed this part up on the video. There. Okay. I think we can all agree that probably wasn't worth it. Okay. Level 1 complete. This has got to be a first for even this video set. Okay, we have the bow ties. I remember the bow ties. Oh, I have 150% energy right now. These bow ties are going to kick my butt. I think I'm just going to try and avoid them. No. I no longer have 100. Okay. Right. So I've messed that up completely. So that UFO-y thing, I think, has lots of power in it, but it does a lot of damage. And I don't remember anything about these things. I don't even know which way I'm supposed to go. I don't remember any of this. Yeah. I really... Now, see, now I'm trying to get... I'm getting caught up in the game. I don't want to get... Oh my god. See, now I don't want to die. I'm getting all caught up in this. I'm getting caught up in the nostalgia of it. I've got no chance of killing this thing. Oh yeah, that's great. Oh, hello. Oh, I think I just put my shields on. Okay, I think this is the end, guys. Sorry, I completely got caught up in this game. I'm completely forgetting you guys are here along with me. Oh, that's right, we have this giant ball thing that I've got to go deal with. Yep. Yeah, I've got a feeling this is all over. Game over. Well, there you have it. I don't know about you, but I'm sure it was terrible watching it, but it was certainly a lot of fun playing it. I really, really, really loved that game as a kid, and I can see myself definitely playing it again. I have no concept of what was going on in some of that game. I should go and read about it. Thank you for watching again. Thanks very much for I'll try and get out of this now. Okay. Thanks very much for watching. I know this wasn't a particularly interesting one, but it was definitely a nostalgic one for me, and it brought back a lot of memories playing that game. And you know, as we said, about 2/3 of the way through, I got a little bit caught up in it. That's terrible. I only got to the second stage. I don't even remember, because I think the next... I think there's everything's so bizarre in the game. As you kind of move along, you see the weirdest things, and I think the next stage after that, so the third stage, was all kind of some sort of organic cavern type of thing, and there are bats that attack you, and it's crazy. It's a really nutty game, and I'm sure that it's a lot easier than I remember it being, or than I'm playing it just now. But for us, when we were growing up, we could not crack this game, and we played it and played it and played it. So what a joy! So what a joy to revisit it. Thank you very much for coming along. If you would like to support the channel, occasionally see some drawings, you can definitely head on over to patreon.com/LeeDrawsStuff, where I promise you there are actual drawings. You can also follow me on Twitter at Lee Sargent. Leave a comment below if you've got an old DOS game that you love to see me tackle for the first time. This one's a cheating one because I used to be pretty good at it, so and it's all relative when we talk about how good I was at it. So yeah, but if you have a game from your childhood, if you remember an old DOS game, you'd love to see me take a crack at, see if I can work out how to play it. I've got pretty much all the gear I need now to do that. So yeah, leave it in the comments, or you can just at me on Twitter or something like that. That would be neat. I will get back to. Is it Hyrule? Is Hyrule or is that Zelda? The place in King's Quest. I can't remember now. Um, it's because it's been a little while since we've been playing that. But I did play a little bit of it the other day and record it. But I will edit that and get that up, and then we will keep pressing ahead and hopefully kind of finish it sometime before the end of the year. Thanks very much for everyone kind of subscribing and stuff, and always and the great comments and stuff. That's just fantastic. I really appreciate it, and yeah, thanks very much for watching. And I will be back with King's Quest or another old DOS game, and I'll play it very poorly. Thanks very much, everyone.